Love is the essence of our faith and the greatest commandment of all. It is through love that we reflect God's light and transform the world around us. The saints, who lived lives rooted in divine and selfless love, remind us that love is not merely a feeling, but an action, a choice, and a way of life. Today, let us be inspired by their wisdom and their example as we explore their profound reflections on love. Love is the beauty of the soul. St. Augustine. St. Augustine reveals the transformative nature of love. True love and charity beautify the soul, reflecting God's divine essence. Loving others selflessly is the ultimate fulfillment of our spiritual being. The proof of love is in works. Where love exists, it works great things. But when it ceases to act, it ceases to exist. Saint Gregory the Great. Saint Gregory the Great teaches that authentic love is demonstrated through action. Charity is not passive. It requires self-giving and tangible acts of kindness. Love without action loses its meaning and purpose. If you judge people, you have no time to love them. Saint Teresa of Calcutta. Saint Teresa of Calcutta reminds us to prioritize love over judgment. True charity requires seeing others with compassion and understanding, focusing on their needs rather than their flaws. It is not how much we do, but how much love we put into what we do that counts. Saint Teresa of Calcutta. This quote emphasizes that the value of our actions lies not in their magnitude, but in the love with which they are done. Even small acts of kindness, performed with great love, have immense spiritual significance. The way to be truly happy is to do the will of God by giving charity to the neighbor and loving him in the Lord. Saint Catherine of Siena. And Catherine of Siena teaches that true happiness is found in aligning our will with God's. Charity toward others is a manifestation of our love for God, as every act of love brings us closer to Him. Let us love, since that is what our hearts were made for. Saint Thérèse of Lisieux. Known as the Little Flower, Saint Thérèse encourages us to embrace love as our ultimate purpose. She believed that even small acts done with great love reflect our divine calling. To love God is something greater than to know Him. Saint Thomas Aquinas. Saint Thomas Aquinas highlights the primacy of love over intellectual knowledge. While understanding God is important, true intimacy with Him is achieved through the love and charity we extend to Him and to others. He who is filled with love is filled with God Himself. Saint John of the Cross. Saint John of the Cross emphasizes the divine presence in acts of love. When we love selflessly, we allow God to dwell within us, transforming our hearts and lives into reflections of his divine nature. Extend your mercy towards others so that there can be no one in need whom you meet without helping. Saint Basil the Great. Saint Basil urges us to practice a mercy and charity toward everyone. He reminds us that love means taking responsibility for the well-being of others, reflecting God's boundless compassion. We cannot all do great things, but we can do small things with great love. Saint Teresa of Calcutta. This quote reminds us that acts of love and charity do not have to be grand to be meaningful. The quality of love infused into our actions makes even the smallest gestures profoundly impactful. If you want God to hear your prayers, hear the voice of the poor. Saint Thomas of Villanova. Known as the Father of the Poor, Saint Thomas of Villanova teaches that our relationship with God is deepened when we show compassion and charity toward the less fortunate. Helping the needy reflects Christ's love in action. Accustom yourself continually to make many acts of love, for they enkindle and melt the soul. Saint Teresa of Avila. This quote underscores the transformative power of love. Saint Teresa encourages us to actively practice love in daily life as it refines our soul and draws us closer to God. There is no place for selfishness and no place for fear. Do not be afraid then when love makes demands. Do not be afraid when love requires sacrifice. St. John Paul II. Pope St. John Paul II reminds us that true love involves selflessness and sacrifice. Love's demands may challenge us, but they ultimately lead to greater spiritual growth and fulfillment. This quote underscores the transformative power of love. God loves each of us as if there were only one of us. St. Augustine. St. Augustine reveals the personal and infinite nature of God's love. When we reflect on how deeply we are loved, we are inspired to extend that same love and charity to others. Do not forget that true love sets no conditions. It does not calculate or complain, but simply loves. St. John Paul II. St. John Paul II reminds us that love is unconditional. True charity involves giving selflessly without expecting anything in return, mirroring Christ's sacrificial love for humanity. A soul enkindled with love is a gentle, meek, humble, and patient soul. St. John of the Cross. This quote describes how love transforms the soul. When we live in charity, our hearts become more Christ-like, filled with virtues that radiate peace and goodness to others. Love and charity are not just virtues to admire, they are calls to action. Today, take a moment to reflect on how you can show Christ-like love to someone in need. It could be a kind word, a helping hand, or simply your time and attention. If this message inspired you, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and let's spread the light of love and charity together. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and join us on this mission of living out God's love in our daily lives. Let's be the hands and feet of Christ in a world longing for hope. See you in my next video on this channel, and may God bless you abundantly